Assalamualaikum learners, how are you? I hope you are fine and safe at your homes. I am Rahila, your history and geography teacher. Class 7th, unit number 2, it's your 8th lecture. Learners, open your book, page number 8. This is unit number 2. The topic is Muslim inventors and scholars. Now we start reading. The expansion of the empire under the Ummayyads and Abbasids also led to a culture and civilization particular to Islam. Muslim scientists, astronomers, mathematicians, doctors, and philosophers contributed immensely to science, literature, knowledge, and culture. Baghdad, the capital of the Abbasid Empire, became the center of Islamic learning as well as the intellectual. Intellectual means linked to serious study and knowledge. Center of the world. At the Baitul Hikmah, scholars collected and translated works of the ancient Greeks and books from Persia, India, Syria, and North Africa into Arabic. Hunayn ibn Ishaq al-Abedi 809 to 873, an Arab Christian, was the main translator of the works of Aristotle, Plato, and Hippocrates from Greek into Arabic. Adding their own knowledge, Muslim scholars were able to make further innovations. Innovation means a new idea and inventions. This knowledge was made available to Muslim and non-Muslim scholars and scientists of the time. Arabic literature was translated into Latin and contributed to the ideas of European modern philosophy. Muslim science and technology developed up to 1258, brought enlightenment to the dark or middle age in Europe and ultimately means finally, led to the Renaissance. Al-Khwarizmi 780 to 850 was a Persian Muslim scholar at Baitul Hikmah in Baghdad. He was a mathematician who established the Indian numeral system and the use of zero in mathematics. His book Al-Maqala fi Hisab al-Jabr Muqabla laid the foundation of algebra, and the system of algorithm is named after him. He was also a geographer and an astronomer and authored a book on geography titled Kitab Suratul Arz, the image of the earth. A crater on the far side of the moon is named after him, and there is also an intellectual award for mathematics in his name, as mathematics was his forte. Al-Razi 865 to 925, a Persian, had studied medicine in Baghdad. He was a polymath who was not only a well-known physician but also an alchemist. Alchemist means one who is supposed to know the secret of turning base metals into gold. A chemist, philosopher, and scholar. He studied the symptoms and treatment of smallpox and measles. Measles mean red box. He observed patients carefully to note the symptoms of a disease and introduced the concept of a hospital. Patients was disease which were infectious were kept separately in a hospital till they recovered. Ibn Razi was written more than 200 books, out of which more than half are on various aspects of medicine and the diagnosis and treatment of diseases. Ibn Haytham 965 to 1040 came from Basra, a city in Iraq. He stayed and studied in Cairo when he attended the Madrasa Darul Ulum attached to the Al-Azhar Mosque. Ibn Haytham specialized in optics, mathematics, physics, medicine, and the development of the modern experimental scientific. Learners, on this page there is a portrait, figure 2.1, a portrait of the famous mathematician Al-Khwarizmi. Learners, now open page number 9. Scientific method. His book Kitabul Manazir, Book of Optics, comprising 7 volumes, was studied by Western scholars and led to optical research and later the invention of the camera. The creator Al-Hazin, Latin version of Al-Hatim name on the moon and also the asteroid 59,239 Alhazen are named after him. His geometric calculations and contributions in scientific research were a big stride in mathematics and science. Learners, in figure 2.2, you can see the Al-Azhar University in Cairo. Al-Biruni 973 to 1050 was perhaps the most famous Muslim scientist of early times. He was a polymath and a linguist with command over Persian, Turkish, Syriac and also Sanskrit. But he always wrote in Arabic. He wrote more than 100 well-researched books on medicine, geography, astronomy, mathematics, physics, philosophy, travels, and history. But sadly, many of these books are lost. Al Biruni also visited India in 1017 and then wrote Kitabul Hind, his famous book on India, its people, languages, society, and culture. He also suggested that the earth rotated on its axis and that the Indus basin was once under the sea. Ibn Sina 980 to 1037 was a polymath from Bukhara who was a Hafiz of the Quran and had mastered philosophy, mathematics, and medicine. He worked as a doctor at the royal court. He wrote a book on medicine known as the Canon of Medicine, which was used in Europe till the 16th century, was the main textbook for medical studies. Ibn Sina died in 1037 in Hamadan, Persia, and is buried there. Learners, in figure 2.3, you can see a portrait of Ibn Sina, the author of the Qanun of Medicine. Learners, now turn page number 10. Al-Idrisi, 1099 to 1161, was a Moroccan who became famous for his geographical study of the then known world and for cartography. Cartography means the art or process of drawing maps. He traveled widely and gained knowledge of Egypt, Africa, and Indian Ocean and the Far East, which he compiled into a book, Kitab Zatul Mushtaq, with accurate maps. Al-Idrisi's work and his maps inspired later travelers and explorers like Ibn Battuta, Ibn Khaldun, Ibn al-Biruni, Piri Reis, Christopher Columbus, and Vasco da Gama. For 300 years, Al-Idrisi's maps were copied by geographers without any change. Al-Idrisi served at the royal court of Roger II at Sicily, where he died in 1161. Ibn Rushd, 1126 to 98, is acknowledged as the greatest Muslim philosopher of all time. His family served as qazis and imams of the Grand Mosque of Cordoba in Spain. Ibn Rushd studied law, literature, philosophy, medicine, fiqh, and al-hadith of the Holy Prophet, peace be upon him, from the best scholars in the Muslim Spain. He wrote books on law, philosophy, theology, grammar, astronomy, and medicine. Ibn Rushd was a versatile. Versatile means able to do many things. Genius who greatly influenced the thinking of about Eastern and Western scholars in many disciplines or subjects for almost a century. Ibn Battuta 1304 to 68 is the most famous Muslim traveler and explorer of all times. On foot, horseback, camels, and by sea, he covered 1,20,000 kilometers. That is 3 times the Earth's circumference. He visited Spain and traveled. Learners, on this page there is a figure 2.4. You can see an artist's impression of Ibn Rushd, the philosopher. And in figure 2.5 you can observe a map showing some of the routes of Ibn Battuta's travel in red arrows. Learners, now open page number 11. Traveled across all of North Africa, including the Sahara, the Middle East, Arabia, Turkey, Central Asia, and eastward to India, Maldives, Southeast Asia, and China. Being a qualified Qazi, Ibn Battuta held that position of several years at the court of Delhi's ruler, Sultan Muhammad bin Tughlaq. He returned to his hometown in Morocco in 1354 and thereafter dictated the account of his travel, which was written down as the Rihla. Ibn Khaldun 1332 to 1406 is known as the father of historiography. Historiography means the study of how history is written, which is the scientific method for the study of history. He wrote the famous book on the study of history, Kitabul Ibar, and its introduction. The Muqaddimah is the masterpiece on the subject. He explained the cycle of the rise and fall of civilizations and empires and how this affects the common man and the region's economy. When Europe discovered Ibn Khaldun's work in the 80s, it served as an important guide to the development of modern sociology and historical thinking. The end of the Golden Age. In 1258, Hulagu Khan, a Mongol leader, attacked and destroyed Baghdad, and the learning of the House of Wisdom was lost to the Muslims. Muslims also lost the spirit of inquiry as science and mathematics came to be frowned upon the subsequent. Subsequent mean falling in time or order. Religious leaders, they then focused on these subjects only in the light of the Quran and religious writing. The golden age of Muslims came to an end with the fall of the Abbasids, but their discoveries and innovations helped to bring about advance in science and technology in Europe from 1400 to 1850. The Muslim scientists had based their principles of study on not accepting anything as true till experimentation had proved it. They also worked on the principle of going from the known to the unknown, which means that their knowledge of what they knew to be true became the base for the discovery of the unknown. Learners, do reading carefully, underline the difficult words, learn vocab and write on loose sheet. Take care. Allah Hafiz.